Hi, my name is Tom Jory. I am the VP of Marketing for Illumination for Luminous, and today I want to talk to you about our Salud product line and show you some of the benefits for healthy lighting with Salud. So let's get started. Just in the last 20 years, we've been learning about a new discovery of these IPRGCs that are in the back of our eyeballs, and they're basically looking for cyan light. And you can see here the difference between the response of our rods and cones that are used for vision here. We're kind of peaking in the green, and these ganglion cells are peaking in cyan. So there is a difference in the type of spectrum that these cells are responding to. And basically what's happening is these ganglion cells are detecting that cyan light and sending a signal to the brain that it's daytime and that we should be suppressing the production of melatonin. And when that cyan light goes away in the evening, the body says, okay, it's nighttime. I'm going to create some melatonin, send it through the body, and prepare the body for sleep. So you can actually look at the spectrum of an LED and calculate a melanopic ratio, or M/P ratio as it's commonly called, by just integrating the light that's under this blue curve that you see here, the melanopic or circadian curve, some people call it, and comparing that with the amount of light that's under the visual response curve, the photopic curve. So moving on here, warm CCTs tend to have low melanopic ratios, and so those would be good for nighttime use. They'll help your body prepare for sleep. They have less blue or cyan content. Whereas cool CCTs, something like 6500 Kelvin, will have a higher melanopic ratio, and those would be more ideal for daytime alertness and making sure that you don't get sleepy during the day. So the challenge here is that a lot of lighting designers, they want to work with warm CCTs like 3000 Kelvin, 3500 Kelvin, maybe 4000 Kelvin. And since those spectrums usually have low melanopic ratios, you're not going to provide healthy daytime lighting in your office buildings or other buildings that are occupied during the day. So what we've done is created technology to kind of fill that cyan gap in these warmer CCTs so that you can still use nice, comfortable, warm CCTs during your daytime lighting, and your clients won't be falling asleep under your lights. They'll be awake, they'll be alert, they'll be safe, and they'll be enjoying a healthy daytime lighting experience. So these products can be used in schools, offices, factories, all kinds of public buildings. There are also a lot of different metrics that people are using for kind of measuring these cyan-enriched spectrums, or understanding if they don't have a healthy spectrum. You can use the melanopic over photopic ratio, so we'll call this the MR, the melanopic ratio. There's also circadian stimulus. There's equivalent melanopic lux, which is basically the amount of lux times the melanopic ratio. There's the melanopic DER. There's the melanopic EDI. So again, a lot of different metrics. I think they're all good. They're all heading in the right direction. And really, they're all looking at essentially how much cyan content is in the spectrum. Again, high cyan content during the day and low cyan content needed at night. So we came up with this product, the Salud MIDPOWER series. Is a 3030 standard, footprint 3030, and we've really enhanced the cyan in this product. Has really beautiful red rendering as well. So the R9 values are really high. You can see here 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. We also specify the melanopic ratio right in the data sheet, so it's really easy to calculate the amount of melanopic lux that you're providing to your customers. And we also wanted to make sure that this product just has really nice quality of light, so it's 90 CRI minimum. This is really helpful if you're trying to follow the Well Building Institute's recommended guidelines for healthy lighting. So they're suggesting 200 melanopic lux in the vertical plane during the day. So this is a little bit different from what most lighting designers have been looking at. Usually you're looking at horizontal lux, so how much lux is on a desk. Now you want to think about the lux in the vertical plane, and actually the melanopic lux in the vertical plane, because you want to know what's coming into your eyeball. So it's pretty easy. Once you measure the melanopic lux in the vertical plane, you just multiply that times the melanopic ratio of your LED that you're using, and that'll tell you how much melanopic lux you have. So how do you convert horizontal lux to vertical lux? Of course, you can measure it. If you want to calculate it, I took an example from the RPI LRC's website where they talk about a 0.42 horizontal to vertical lux conversion factor. So, really what we're doing with Salud LEDs is we're allowing people to meet the melanopic lux requirements in the Well Building Standard without having to overlight the environment and without having to use these ultra cool bluish CCTs like 6500 Kelvin. So in this case study, just an example, a traditional 4000 Kelvin 80 CRI luminaire plan might require 40 recessed downlights in an office space. And that's going to give you 500 lux on each desk, kind of a standard lighting plan. And the typical melanopic ratio of your standard 4000 Kelvin 80 CRI LED, which is really commonly used, is 0.67. So now you're going to have 335 melanopic lux in the horizontal plane. And you got to take that into the vertical plane, right? So you go back to that 0.42 conversion factor. Now you've got 140 melanopic lux in the vertical plane. But you remember the target was to get above 200. So now you're going to need actually about 1.5 times more light in order to hit your target melanopic lux in the vertical plane. So that's 60 downlights instead of 40. That's a huge cost, basically, and it's going to create too much light. With the Salud 4000 Kelvin 90 CRI, melanopic ratio is 0.8, okay, much higher than that standard 0.67. So now you might only need about 25% more light, or 50 downlights, to hit the Well Building Standard. If you use a Salud 5000 Kelvin, again, 90 CRI, melanopic ratio is 0.96. Now you only need 42 downlights to hit that Well Building Standard. This slide here shows you kind of the math of all these different scenarios that I just described on the previous slide. Again, standard 4000 Kelvin LEDs. The sad part is that this is what's been installed in most offices across North America and Europe over the past, let's say, 5 years. So it's a lot of lighting that really isn't healthy for us that's out there right now. If you look at overlighting it in order to hit the Well Building Standard, that's not a solution either, because it ends up being much higher cost and just too bright. So again, with the Salud 4000 Kelvin, you have a nice, relatively warm light source that's going to help you get that Well Building Standard with only about a 25% additional cost. Or with the 5000 Kelvin Salud, it's only about a 5% cost increase to your system to hit that Well Building Standard. So again, we've got more Salud products coming in the pipeline right now. If you need COBs for directional lighting, we'll be using the Salud technology in a bunch of different LES sizes, from 6mm up to 22mm, and again 3000 Kelvin up to 5000 Kelvin in terms of the CCT choices. And We also have CCT tunable modules. So now you can have Salud lighting during the day, and then you can switch to a nice warm 2200 Kelvin at night. So again, this is really ideal. 90 CRI minimum lighting, beautiful red rendering, and you can tune your light source for the time of day and the type of environment that you want to enjoy healthy lighting with. So this is a new product that we're just rolling out right now. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and look forward to seeing you all soon, and have a great lighting experience with Salud.